As chief guest today, it is our honor and privilege to have Professor Anil Bhomik with us. He is a professor of eminence, IIT Kharagpur, and the founder director of IIT Patna. Sir, I request you to deliver the convocation address.
Chancellor Dr. Father George Ediadil, Vice Chancellor Dr. Father Thomas C. Matthew, Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Father V.M. Abraham, Deans, Dean of Social Sciences Dr. John Joseph Kennedy, Dr. Surendra Kulkarni, Professor Johnny Joseph, Register Anil Joseph Pinto, ladies and gentlemen, degree recipients, their parents and guardians, department heads, faculty members, well-wishers of the universities, media persons. I got this invitation from Dr. Kulkarni, whom I know for last 15 years. And I got a little surprised because I knew him as a person from the industry. He's a leader in the industry for a very long time. He had a degree from Purdue with a Nobel laureate. And in fact, when I first met him, I thought he should be in the university. And I was so happy to know that he has come back to university. And then he is leading your both sciences and humanities and social sciences in this particular university. I'm privileged and deem it a great honor to have been invited to attend the convocation of your university as the chief guest. I'd like to thank all the administrators, especially Dr. Kulkarni, for inviting me to be here. Convocation is a solemn occasion for teachers and students, which marks a transition in a student's life. In the life of any student, the day of convocation is a day redolent with prosperity, potential, and possibility. I'd like to congratulate all the graduating students, particularly those who are specially recognized for their academic performance, and the faculty members, the administrators, and the parents for shaping the young, vibrant, and aspiring minds. I believe that our students will be the heart of our rapid economic progress and will bring unprecedented success to modern India in a changing world. However, all of us have to accept the challenge in modern India, adapt to changes, and work in harmony. The convocation reminds me when I received my degree many years ago. The wave created due to convocation started long before and stayed long after the convocation. What an excitement! In fact, I'm sure that during the stages you have passed through in getting your degree, you were all excited. When I was shaking hands with the boys and girls, I found that the ratio is very good in this university. So it's very exciting to be in the environment where there are equal opportunity for men and women. In fact, I'm sure that this excitement is the feeling, and the excitements are really something which you cherish for a very long time. In fact, the same excitement lies on the other side that I can tell you when I was on the dais. I want to remind you that it's the beginning in your career. You have to constantly upgrade your knowledge. Students, you are entering into a globalized world operating through market-based cutthroat competition. Although you are excited today, after a few months of years, you'd say that the college life was the best with lots of freedom, pampering, and very good thinking. All of us had thought the same after we passed out from the college. The classes, the teachers, and the environment which could not be tolerated at some point of time to some students would be so nice that you would like to return to this paradise again and again. You are now going to take up new responsibility of life. You would also see that there are many things that you learn in a college other than academics would be so important in your day-to-day life. Teamwork becomes so important. Over the years, I have realized that the advancement in one's career and life relationship are very important along with skill and accomplishment. Those who are very successful and happy in life place a very high value on the relationship. All of you are very lucky to be born and brought up in India in this period. What I wished to have in our childhood are all there now in India. India will be the third largest economy in the world by 2028. India has also the youngest population in the sense that 65% of its population is 35 or under, and half of the country's population of 1.25 billion is under 25 years of age. It's a challenge for the politician and the administrators of the country to guide the vast youth to fulfill their ambition to provide jobs and opportunities to these generations. To become a successful nation, all Indians have to be a good citizen, do mundane stuff well, learn continuously, be disciplined and punctual, conduct legally and ethically, keeping the interest of the Indians in mind. With the vast population, we have to think big now. If we indulge in small activities, in small thinking, we remain small. But if we do big things in life, even our endeavor would push us to realize it to some extent. India has realized the key points to become biggest and strongest among the big and the strong nations. The next 50 years will be better years for all the Indians that have never happened in 2000 years of recorded history of our country. Today we have access to knowledge and technology at par with the rest of the world, thanks to the internet and telecom revolution taking place at various parts of India, especially in Bangalore. Bangalore is also rated as one of the top 5 cities in the world for innovation and entrepreneurship. The number of mobile users in India is 982 million. But you must remember, we live in a real world, a physical world, and not in e-world. Real jobs are where you do things connecting people for the people. We have to also realize and utilize science, technology, modern methods, human relationship, etc. in all fields to develop modern India. Science and technology in Western countries is different from the needs of the Eastern counterparts. Science and technology must touch every facet of national life. There should be problem-solving ability in all endeavors, including agriculture, industry, business, trade, services, as well as governance. There are plenty of things to do in modern India, where our students should be interested and empowered. Water is going to be a scarce commodity. 70% of water in this country goes to agriculture, and its optimal utilization is a necessity. We have to concentrate on proper transportation system, nanotechnology, drug delivery system, cheaper implants, solar power, energy storage, import substitution, complex technology, etc. In every manufacturing technology today, engineers, mathematicians, computer scientists, physicists, chemists, even people from humanities and social sciences work together. A Formula One car contains some 80,000 parts, relying on advanced data analysis, advanced materials, precision engineering, and aerodynamics. Lightweighting, cryptography, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, big data, integrated digital technology to all systems, brain-controlled artificial limbs, autonomous vehicles, new business models for India, a new model for medical care, waste utilization, medical diagnostics, energy efficiency processes, science-based technology management are the few topics of the near future. Health is wealth, so your body is the only card that you have to use all your life. Understand and look after it. In fact, I'm sorry to say that we are borrowers of technology till yesterday. Things are changing significantly, but we have still many miles to go. The reasons we have not so well done economically is probably because of our lack of understanding of innovations. Every human being can think, and we, the Indians, have better brains than many others. We come out with new ideas. However, how these new ideas could be executed and protected is a matter of great concern in India. To achieve self-reliance in vital areas of national economy and security, innovation is an absolute necessity. Compare the number of international patents with those of Western countries, and even with some of the Asian countries. We are nothing. Turn ideas into profitable ventures. In fact, Mr. N.C. Weth, a DuPont engineer who invented the plastic soda bottle, had 10,000 failures before he came out with a formulation to make PET bottles, which every one of us is using today. More than 60 billion bottles are manufactured annually today. Economics should be driven by novel technologies, urgent necessity to bring in greater interlinkage between science education, research, engineering, innovation, humanities, and social sciences. Future technologies should be developed based on this relationship. There are enormous challenges in terms of national development involving deployment of new and appropriate technology in the industry, agriculture, and society. Jump into this ocean today and enjoy. Think and do something out of box. Can we create a domain where others will follow? It will be then real success of India. I believe that the education model in our country has to change also drastically. If we allow this model to continue, more students would get distracted from attending classes in a changing world. We have so much information at the click of a button today that a person coming to a class and giving just information may not help us anymore. In fact, students are expecting something different today. We have to create a platform where students would automatically be interested to learn and ask questions for their satisfaction. Unfortunately, it's not happening today. Education must be made India-centric, more practical, more projects-oriented, where students can think and deliver. How many of us have designed problems which are India-centric and throw challenging problems to our students? Not many. As the job of a teacher in any academic institution has become multitasking other than teaching, new models need to be developed. Students must be encouraged to ask questions, express themselves in a positive way. Splitting and compartmentalization of knowledge into narrow domains with little interaction between disciplines is a major problem in our education. Technical education has been divorced from basic sciences, the natural sciences from the social sciences from the spirituality and religion. Science, technology, and humanities subjects should be treated interdependent and should be harmonized. The education system also should prepare students for entrepreneurship, which would provide them creativity, freedom, ability to generate wealth and handle difficult situations and teach perseverance. Students, you are going to be an alumni of the institute now. You should take up additional responsibility to look after your alma mater. The same way, The institute has looked after you for a long time. The university is standing on your shoulder. If you become tall, the university becomes taller. Do not take your support away. Also, I want to remind you that a handful of people is gorged with luxuries, while the starving multitudes lack the basic necessities of life in India. Globalization has created sharp inequalities prevailing among the countries of the world. Inequalities of consumption, of productive wealth generation, capacities, infrastructure availability of public goods and services, etc. In life, this will be my advice, you must enjoy what you do. And you do only what you enjoy. Finally, I join everyone present in wishing the graduates every success in life and their efforts to build a vibrant India and a better world. As Swami Vivekananda said, arise, awake, and do not stop until the goal is reached. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Your words are truly inspiring as they set the tone for the path that our Christites will tread upon in the future. Our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Father George Ediadiel, is the guiding force and inspiration that enables Christ, deemed to be university, to grow from strength to strength. Father, I request you to address the gathering.
Honorable Chief Guest of the Day, Professor Anil Bhomik, Chair Professor, Indian National Academy of Engineering, Colonel Dr. Father Thomas C. Matthew, the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Father Abraham V.M., the Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Anil Pinto, the Registrar, Professor Johnny Joseph, Controller of Examinations, Mr. Jugno Broy, President of the Alumni Association, respected deans, Reverend Fathers, staff, parents, and well-wishers. My dear graduates of Deaneries of Sciences, Humanities, and Social Sciences, you have brought us all together today to celebrate with you your hard-earned achievements. We are proud of each and every one of you. Congratulations. This is a very special day in your life as you have crossed another milestone in your life and venturing into new avenues of life. The whole campus looks beautiful, lovely, and elegant, except for the showers of rains that spoiled your photo sessions. The Greek philosopher Aristotle said, philosophy starts from wonder. Then the first philosopher is the child. So too, the last philosopher need to be the child, because if you fail to wonder, you are no longer a philosopher. The search for truth lies at the heart of all sciences, whether it is social sciences or humanities or anything, and the growth and development of human civilizations. In the Bible we read, unless you become like a child, you will not enter into the kingdom of God. We may say, unless we become like children, we will never embrace the truth. We are becoming more and more complex day by day, and hence the truth goes far away from us. About the mystery of truth, Isaac Newton wrote, I don't know why I may appear to the world, but to myself, I seem to have been only like a boy, playing on the seashore and diverting myself in now and then, finding a smoother pebble or a prettier shell than ordinary, whilst the great ocean of truth lay all undiscovered before me, unquote. For each and every one of us, life is a mystery to be lived rather than a problem to be solved. Those who keep wonder and mystery in their heart can appreciate truth and realities far better than anyone else. For a child, the universe and its varied manifestations are mysteries. My dear Christites, I hope and pray that the years of learning and research that you did not spoil the child within you. Keep alive the child within. Then there will surely be enthusiasm, joy, and hope in life. Dear graduate, in the last few years, you spent your quality time and energy in this campus. You surely have absorbed the culture of Christ, its vision, mission, and core values. Simultaneously, you have enriched the university by your valuable presence and great achievements. Thank you so much for being part of this university. Let our language, both spoken and unspoken, and our actions manifest the healthy culture, discipline, commitment, and the worldview that you have imbibed from this campus. Our chief guest, Professor Anil, gave a very inspiring and challenging convocation address based on his vast experience and expertise, and also from a heart of patriotic favor. Our dear VC Father Thomas is a visionary leader, brilliant educationalist, great administrator, challenging personality, and an exemplary religious. His vision, conviction, courage, unwavering attitude, focused mind, and holistic outlook made this university one of the most prestigious centers of learning in India. We are all proud of you, Father Thomas, for your unique contribution and leadership that you have given to Christ University all these years. I do appreciate and acknowledge the entire teaching and supporting staff and the collaborators who work as a team to make Christ as a much sought after university today. Congratulations to all the staff members of Christ. Also, I wish to thank you, parents and family members, for entrusting your dear ones into our care. The university has tried to do justice to your dreams. This year we celebrate the golden jubilee of our alma mater. Dear Christites, you are most welcome to make it a grand success in collaboration with Mr. Jugnu and the enthusiastic and dynamic president of our Alumni Association. My dear graduates, as you go out in search of your chosen career paths and your future endeavors, let the memories strengthen you. We believe that Christ University has given you memories, experience, expertise, and perspective of envisioning a better future, not for you alone, but for your families, the people around you, and for the nation at large. Remember, perseverance is the toughest road, but the surest path to success. Let us remember the ancient quote, I quote, "When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change," unquote. Let us carry on in life with positive attitudes to create a better world for all, Sarvodaya. May the divine presence accompany you and your dear and near ones, always and everywhere. May God bless you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Father. The Alumni Association is one of the pillars of our institution. It is my pleasure to invite Mr. Jugnu Oberoi, President, University Alumni Association, to felicitate our graduates. Mr. Oberoi belongs to the first batch of graduating students in the then Christ College in 1969.
By God, too many speakers for my graduation. When will this fat guy be over so I can click pictures with my batchmate and parents? Yes, this is exactly what I too was thinking way back during my graduation in the same college. Only at that time, we took black and white camera pictures with our batchmates being all guys. True. Unfortunately, it was not a co-ed college in my time, while today you have these charming ladies dressed in the best Indian look. And that too, you take colored pictures. Jealous? Yes, I am. That's why when I met Bishop Father Cariel, the principal who introduced co-ed in this college, in this campus, in the late 1980s, I asked him why were the fathers so harsh with us that we had an all-boys college. Plus, that was the reason I had to go across the seas to find my own better half. Father smiled and replied, Jugnu, during your time and the batches after you, we found the students' attendance going down in classes, while their visits at the gates of Mount Carmels and Jyoti Nivas was going up. So we fathers thought it best to bring both Mounts and Jyoti into Christ. So my Christite, that was my time in this college. My friends, lend me your ears. I stand before you as a very frightened speaker, but a very proud Christite. Before I bore you with my address, we all have a duty today. The MC introduced to us our Vice Chancellor in Honorary Colonel Dr. Father Thomas. Personally had the privilege of spending over 18 years with him, and to me can assure you all, we are very, very fortunate to get such a fine gentleman who has led this institution to unbelievable heights. Unfortunately, the rule of law does not give him another convocation in this, and this would be his last with your group. My Christites, please stand and join me in giving him the loudest applause we have ever given in this auditorium. Thank you very, very much. I think he deserved that. I'm also afraid my voice is going to crack, as last night, in celebration of a graduation, I had a few drinks. This morning, found the reason for the bad throat. The drink was good, but the ice was bad. Christites, as your senior, my first advice to you is always avoid ice in your drink. Now let me rush back to my formal, boring algebra class address. Otherwise, Father Vice Chancellor will fine me for spoiling today's decorum. The right head to lead us into our Golden Jubilee celebration, our learned Chancellor, Reverend Father George, guest of honor, Professor Anil, the wounded soldier on duty, our commanding officer of today's passing out regiment, Honorary Colonel of the Indian Armed Forces, Reverend Father Dr. C. Thomas, every alumni's friend and Bajrangi Bhai in Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Father Abraham, respected fathers, Dr. Anil, the fine gentleman register, every student's enemy as he refuses to give us grace marks, control of examination, Professor Johnny Joseph, our strength in this university, deans, HODs, faculty, non-teaching staff, happy parents, invitees, ladies and gentlemen, and above all, today's proud fellow graduating battalion of Christites. My namaskarams, walaikum salam, sat sri akal, and a very good evening to one and all. Thank you. Graduation Day is an event which every student looks forward to, for it's today one changes from a youth to a man, a girl to a woman, ready to face the challenging world on their own feet. I recall my own graduation over 40 years back, and remember we too had some fine speakers giving us some sound advice, and advice which many of us took into a pathway of life where it helped us build our future. This day, you have also received some great advice from speakers before me, and I urge you all to keep it in mind. Let me, now as your senior, add a small bit to their thoughts. I'm not going to remind you that your tomorrow needs hard work, etc., as I'm sure with your years in this college, this has been drilled into every Christites. At the outset, I carry the greetings of thousands of fellow Christites who have walked out of this institution with their heads held high. Today, I just wish to remind you of two very important aspects in your life which we tend to forget, that we are Indians first and our culture is still appreciated by the West while we are trying to ape them. As we grow older, we not only forget but also do not give them the due respect which society and we all need to give. The first is a fraternity which is treated like the oldest profession in the world. I am pained to hear students tell me, "But sir, I have paid my fees, so why care or remember them?" Let's not forget that they have given us their entire wealth, their wealth of knowledge, and no money can buy this wealth. For if it was so, each one of us would have been a Bill Gates or a Narayan Murthy. Yes, friends, I am thinking about our teachers. I will today share with you a true story of a student and his teacher. The student is yours truly, Jugnu, and the teacher was my third standard school teacher called Mrs. David. I did my schooling in Baldwin Boys, Bangalore. Mrs. David was my class teacher when I should have been 10 years or so, and around 15 kgs in weight. I had not seen her since leaving school more than 40 to 45 years back, though remember, she was a pretty lady whom we all adored. A few years back, the principal of Baldwin's invited some senior alumni to request us to plan an event as the school was celebrating its 125 years. So we seniors, around 10 heads, formed a core group and planned to hold a ball at the Leela Hotel called Down Memory Lane. In this group was Akash Rayal, also the current director and owner of Bethany High School, also a fellow Christite. We became very good friends, and I came to know that Mrs. David was his mother. As we had to meet regularly, we 10 suggested each will host a dinner meet. So when Akash's turn came, he offered to host us at his school, as gave us an opportunity to see his school. Plus, I told him I would love to meet my teacher, his mother too. The day dawned. We met at his office, and after meeting, proceeded to the boys' dining room for dinner, where his mother, Mrs. David, was welcoming each one of us. Please, friends, hear this part of the story. When my turn came, Akash told his mother, "Ma, this is one of your students. Do you recognize her?" For a few seconds, she looked into my face and addressed me with a name. Immediately, Akash said, "No, Ma, this is Jugnu. You may have forgotten him. It's so long back. You had taught him." I stopped Akash and told him, "You are wrong, my friend. My teacher has addressed me by my very correct legal name, a name which today only my bankers and auditors know, an official name with which I sign my business instruments. Jugnu is my pet name. After my education, somewhere down, it got stuck both in my private and official circle. Christites, the same was repeated to me 15 years back, when I honored my teacher, Benny Sir, who taught me economics in the year 1969 at this same college too, he addressed me by that name. What I'm trying to stress is here is a fraternity who, like our parents, never, never, ever forget each one of our students. Then why don't we give them the due respect of at least dropping by and informing them that the plant they have watered has given fruit? You will see a joy of happiness in the eyes. Do remember, our scriptures tell us we bow to our Guru first and then the Lord above. My Christites, later part of this evening, I urge you to spend by parting with your friends. A glass of beer or wine is also welcome, as you will shortly bid farewell to your benchmate for the last few years. For you do need to celebrate the last 15 to 20 years you have worked hard to reach today's function. But before that, go home. Thank the old couple as you youngsters address your dear parents. Carry a card, a rose, or a chocolate, or give them a jadoo ki jappi, or just say 2 words, thank you, and take their blessing for walking the distance with you in these last 20 years of your growth. Do recall, just at a drop of hat, you asked your mother to wake you up at 4 a.m. to study for an exam, and the poor lady turns the whole night in fear that she may miss the alarm, wakes you up much earlier, makes you that hot cup of coffee, and then repeatedly tries to wake you up. Remember the number of times your dear father quietly kept his necessities so that you could buy and enjoy some luxury during your time in college. If possible, do tell them that you will guide them in their twilight years. My fellow Christites, I don't recall if I have said these words to my parents, and even today I long to say so. But unfortunately, fate has separated us. Let history not be repeated with you. Here, I leave your thoughts with a touching story. After his father's death, the son decided to leave his mother at an old age home, where he visited her off and on. One day, he received a call from the old age home saying, "Your mother is very serious. Come and visit her." So the son went and saw that his mother was very critical and on a dying bed. He asked her, "Ma, what can I do for you?" She replied, "Please, can you install some fans in this old age home, as there are none? Also, please put up a fridge for the betterment of the food." The son was surprised and asked her, "Ma, why are you complaining today when you have just a few hours left and you are telling me all this? Why didn't you ask much before?" She replied, "It's okay, dear. I have managed the heat and the hunger, but when your children send you here, I'm afraid you will not be able to bear it." My Christite, that is every parent who, even in their last breath, will always remember you. Then why don't we give them the due love and respect they deserve? I can go on and on giving you many stories of misdeed, but time is not today with me. In the lighter tone, coming back to your Alumni Association, I do hope you have registered in our web page. It's free of cost, and through it, you'll be able to keep in touch with the activities of your association, as well as the updates and happening in the university campus. Particularly, July this year, we celebrate various events at the campus towards a Golden Jubilee. I also invite you youngsters to join my core team and help me bring the association to a higher level. Do mail me if you're keen to be a part of my team. Some of our activities, like the scholarship to the needy Christites, is very dear to my heart. The Fun Festa this year, a day for the faculty and staff, is in August, which will be followed by a health camp for everyone on the campus. Our AGM is in October. Then we hold the very popular Alumni Day on 26th January. This year, beside the usual few thousand, I'm expecting alumni coming from all over the world to celebrate our 50 years admission, and entry would be strictly be on RSV and seat numbers. As you are aware, we have got limited space, and even today, if you can find, we had to request your parents to sit outside to see some of this program. So I urge you, if you've not registered, when the invite comes, please send in your RSV collect your RSV tickets, which is, of course, free of cost also. I seem to have to cross my time, but before I bid you best, would like to share a small poem with you, which my late father gave me the day I graduated. For even today, when I am in difficulty, I read it, for it reminds me that I and I alone have to face the problem. He called it an odd philosophy of life. Man comes into this world without his consent, leaves it against his will, and while on earth, he is misguided and misunderstood. In infancy, he is an angel. In boyhood, he is a devil. And in manhood, he is a fool. If he has a wife and a children, he is a chump. If he is a bachelor, he is inhuman and mean. If he enters a public house, he is a drunkard. And if he stays out of it, he is a miser. If he is poor, he has no brains. If he is rich, he has all the luck in the world and is a crook. If he is smart, if he goes to the temple, he is an hypocrite. And if he stays away, he is a sinner. If he gives charity, it's for advertisement. And if he does not, he's stingy. When he comes into this world, everybody wants to kiss him. Before he leaves the world, everybody wants to kick him. If he dies young, he had a great future. And if he lives to a ripe old age, everybody hopes he has made a will. It is therefore impossible to please everybody. To do your duty, be fearless, use your common sense, which is so uncommon. And if you make mistakes, it's better than doing nothing. Hence, keep smiling. Nobody wants to hear about your troubles, as they have wagon loads of their own. Signing off, I'd just like to say, mere dost, kabhi alvida mat kehna. The gates of Christ University are always open for its Christites. March on, Christites. God bless you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. The time that you have spent in this university will live forever in your memories. Let us now hear from our student representative, Mr. G.N. Akshay, from BSc, Biotechnology, Chemistry and Zoology. After which, I request the university choir to render the farewell song.
Check. As is the tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters, said Seneca, the ancient Roman philosopher. 1,082 days, 128 CIAs, 32 end semester examinations, and so much wondering, so much desperate wondering if we would reach here today successfully. Today is a culmination of this exciting 3-year journey. We are the graduate batch of 2015-2018. My fellow graduates, please join me in welcoming our esteemed dignitaries on the dais. We have the Chancellor, we have our Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. Anil, we have our Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Controller of Examinations, Dean of Humanities, Dean of Sciences, various HODs, teachers, my dear parents, and well-wishers. I've been asked to propose the Thanksgiving speech for events and seminars quite a few times the last 3 years. So much so that it is a running joke in my class that whenever I wear a white shirt and a black pant, it's time for me to get on stage. So true to that joke, it gives me utmost joy for this opportunity to deliver one last address. Probably the most important address, student feedback about this wonderful university that has been nothing short of a home and a haven for the last 3 years and will be a guiding light for so many more. Writing this speech has been so very difficult because I feel compelled to capture the collective experience of over 2,000 graduates who are sitting right here in front of me, and each of you've transformed in such diverse ways in this university. But this is also what I appreciate the most about this institution, the diversity it nurtures and supports. Diversity, not just in terms of the courses, projects, etc., but the diversity in the student body. What I see in front of me here today is simply outstanding. Now, being in a class of 50 with students from every corner of the country and outside, it is an amazing learning experience because it pushes you outside your comfort zone and encourages friendships that you never expected to form. Let me not lie, as a graduate, I can admit that things were not always great, not always bright and rosy in this university. primarily because this university has brilliant academic standards that it expects its students to adhere to, and often it did become a little difficult to juggle the multitude of extracurricular activities that we have with the fast approaching CIAs, and also ensuring that we spend quality time with friends in the basketball court. Now, this would not have been possible today without all the faculty that I see in front of me here. You guys are the true heroes of today. Thank you so much. What Christ University does so well is it allows for both personal and professional growth in a single place, and quite a beautiful place at that, I might add. This campus, with its world-class facilities, holds some dear memories to us, and I'm sure I can imagine a bunch of us reminiscing about the long hours spent on the island, or lunch at the cricket nets, early morning coffee at Nandini, running around in the library to find that one book just before the examination, fighting the crowd in Fresheteria during lunch, all that. At this moment, I would like to acknowledge the immense effort put in not just by the administration, but also by all the support staff and the volunteer-run organizations in this institution. This campus, ever since I came in, has been so vibrant and colorful thanks to you all. Finally, getting to this graduating batch, I have to say, very honestly, from the bottom of my heart, it gets very overwhelming to be surrounded by 15,000 people who are so singularly gifted and talented at whatever they do. And you see this every single day. Be it the dances during Nritta, or the university choir performing during Soundkari, or the street plays during Theatre Festival, or the art and history exhibitions, and even science rap during Jeevotsav, you are constantly reminded of the incredible talent that people around you possess. I see in front of me future mathematicians, neuroscientists, CEOs, dancers, artists, and 1,000 other leaders. We do not know what we will encounter with each new turn, but we should not be afraid to take the next step because we are not alone anymore. And in whatever we do together, we will create an impact. Every time we sing the university anthem, there is always this one line that gets to me, and it's still, even when I sang it now, it gives me goosebumps. As we graduate today, let us keep in mind that it doesn't matter which combination you come from, it doesn't matter which deanery you belong to. Now, always keep in mind that we are all members of this ever-growing, everlasting community with Christ University, our greatest alma mater. And though we change with time, the Christite spirit survives. Thank you. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations to the graduating batch 2015-2018.
Check.
Packing up the dreams God planted in the fertile soil of you. lifetime's not too long to live as friends. That a lifetime's not too long to live as friends.
On that beautiful note, we come to an end of this ceremony. With the permission of the Honorable Chancellor, I now declare the ceremony closed. Gratitude is that most humble expression that acknowledges that we achieve nothing on our own. I request Dr. Anupama Nair, Faculty, Department of English, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening. I deem it an honor to stand here today to thank all those who have worked together to make this Convocation 2018 possible. At the outset, let's acknowledge the divine blessings and grace bestowed on all of us this evening. On behalf of Christ deemed to be University, I wish to express my gratitude to our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Father George Adeadiel, for presiding over today's convocation and awarding the degree to our graduating students. Father, thank you for blessing our students and inducting them as graduates. We are fortunate to have Professor Baumik as our chief guest for this convocation. Sir, your convocation address, I am sure, ignited the young minds and inspired them. Your note of appreciation was a source of encouragement to all of us here. Thank you. May I request the Chancellor to present a memento to Professor Baumik as a mark of her respect and appreciation. Father. Thank you, Father. Our Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Father Thomas C. Matthew, has always been a charismatic leader. Thank you, Father. You have been the inspiration and guiding force for today's event as well. I am thankful to our Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Father Abraham Vetiankel, Registrar Dr. Anil Joseph Pinto, the Controller of Examinations, Professor John E. Joseph, and the President of the Christ deemed to be University Alumni Association, Mr. Jugno Obroy, for their patronage in organizing this ceremony. I thank the deans, associate deans, heads of department, all the faculty members, and non-teaching staff for their support. I sincerely thank and appreciate all the student volunteers, Dr. Father Biju K. Chako, Professor Sajina Begum, the NCC cadets, and officers, security personnel, Mr. Rajan and his team for their involvement in the successful organization of this event, and the University Choir for their enchanting performance. Thank you. Congratulations to all the graduating Christites. You have today invested in a bright future by working hard, being responsible, and taking charge of your life and making your stint here successful. I am sure wherever you go, you will be the true ambassadors of Christ, with your head held high, heart strong, and the Christite spirit surviving in you. Thank you for making us, the faculty members and the institution, proud of your achievement. Let me also thank the parents and guardians of the stars today. Your sacrifice, prayers, and support have helped your children reach great heights. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
As we come to the close of the proceedings this evening, I request you to kindly rise for the national anthem. Standing as the dignitaries leave the auditorium, led by the registrar with the national flag, controller of examinations with the university flag, chancellor, chief guest, pro-vice chancellor, deans, and heads of departments. Kindly remain standing and please maintain silence. As we come to the end of this convocation ceremony, congratulations again to our graduates. As you embark upon this new phase in your journey through life, I would like to remind you to return the robes to the allocated classrooms soon after this ceremony. Guests are requested to remain seated until the graduates have left the auditorium. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.